we are. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday night Anamkara meditation program. With all my heart and with all my love, I'm just delighted that you were able to join us this evening. Now, this evening, I'm going to turn to a different tradition. The heart essence of knowing, that's not bound and limited by any tradition. In fact, ultimately, one has to go beyond all traditions. One has to go beyond all the philosophies, all the words, right, to know what cannot be spoken of. Well, there was a great Zen patriarch. His name was Bodhidharma. And he lived in the 5th to 6th century in Japan. And if you look online for images of him, we don't have pictures from back then, but a lot of artwork and imagery and drawings and painting, always ferocious. And he was known for that sort of ferocity about practice and simplicity and directness. Real qualities that have been a part of Zen ever since him. And in fact, he went to China from Japan to get the teachings. In China, they were called Chan. And they were imported from India. In India, they were called Dhyan. So dhyan is the Sanskrit word, and you'll see that in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and elsewhere, meaning meditation. As it made its way east, went through China, it was called Chan. Then Bodhidharma, bringing it to Japan, it became known as Zen. Right? And it's the same tradition, the Buddhist tradition, but we get these colorings, and they highlight certain aspects of the teachings or means of approach, because, there's so many varieties of people. They need different ways of approaching the highest, and Zen offers a particular kind of approach. And even within Zen, you have Renzai Zen and Soto Zen, and they have different colors to them, all rooted in the same teachings, but you get a different flavor and a different approach to them. So Bodhidharma, he was very on point when he was speaking. So I wanted to share some quotes from Bodhidharma, and to just imbibe them, just take them in, hear them as really his gift that continues to reveal for people the essence of the truth of what our Buddha nature is, what our highest nature is beyond the mind. Because all the practices, all the philosophies, all the teachings, they're all aimed at knowing that directly. So these are quotes from Bodhidharma. He said, when you don't understand, you depend on reality. When you do understand, reality depends on you. I'll read that again. When you don't understand, you depend on reality. When you do understand, reality depends on you. We have to see, words point beyond themselves. That's an important way of understanding all the teachings from all the different traditions, whether it's Shaivite, Yogic, Tibetan Buddhism. The words, metaphors, symbols, are always trying to point beyond themselves. So we have to look beyond. We have to let our gaze go beyond just the confines of words and concepts to see what's being hinted at, what's being pointed at there. And when you don't understand, you depend on reality. When you do understand, reality depends on you. Bodhidharma said, if you use your mind to study reality, you won't understand either your mind or reality. If you study reality without using your mind, you'll understand both. The mind and the world are opposites, and vision arises where they meet. When your mind doesn't stir, the world doesn't arise outside. When the world and the mind are both transparent, This is true vision, and such understanding is true understanding. So, we have this instrument of mind right here, right now, trying to understand, trying to see what was this great master who was really trying to speak from beyond the mind. The trouble with that is, for all masters, Buddha himself was, it has to come through words. Words are mind-born. There are words that point beyond themselves. They're useful. Words that keep us within the maze of the mind trap us there. He's trying to use the words to point to what's beyond the mind itself. So if you use your mind to study reality, you won't understand either your mind or reality. If you study reality without using your mind, you'll understand both. Oh, that raises a question. How do you study something without the mind? We are so dependent on the mind. We cling to the mind. We cherish its thoughts. We cherish its perceptions. The mind dominates our experience. Yet, the masters, Bodhidharma, countless others, all others truly, from all traditions, say, oh no, not the mind. You can't come to know the truth through the mind. That's what he's saying. If you study reality without using your mind, you'll understand both. When your mind doesn't stir inside, the world doesn't arise outside. The mind is giving birth to the appearance of a separate reality we call the world. That's what we're cutting through, right? Bodhidharma says, not thinking about anything is Zen. Once you know this, walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, everything you do is Zen. To know that the mind is empty is to see the Buddha. It's the Buddha. Buddha's not a historical individual. Buddha is wakefulness. Your Buddha nature. To see the Buddha is to see your Buddha nature. To be awake. Awake, but not thinking. That's a challenge. As soon as we wake up in the morning, isn't the mind going? To-do lists, things it's got to accomplish, things it wants to avoid, things it wants to go after. To be awake and aware and free of the mind. That's what he's pointing at. To know that the mind is empty is to see the Buddha. Using the mind to look for reality is delusion. Not using the mind to look for a reality is awareness. Awareness. Freeing oneself from words is liberation. And making these clear pointers. Using words, not using the mind to look for reality is awareness. So mind is content that exists in this spacious infinitude of awareness. Awareness is what allows us to know reality, not the mind. The mind pursuing the notion that it is going to grasp reality is delusion. That's what he's saying. But to rest in the self-luminous field of awareness, of pure being. In the Shaivite tradition, in the yogic tradition, that's the simple awareness of I am. Not the words I am, the beingness of I am. No content. That's what he's saying. It's empty. It's the field in which all arises and dissolves. But it's empty of any, all those forms arising and dissolving are empty of any substantial existence on their own. They're just a flux of the energy. We'll get into that in the Shiva Sutras when we're talking about Shakti, this power of consciousness that takes on, creates, and delights in creating all the forms. So using the mind to look for reality is delusion, Bodhidharma says. Not using the mind to look for reality is awareness. Freeing oneself from words is liberation. Freeing yourself from words. Freeing yourself from words. The mind is attached to all its words. It says it's got lots of words. It's got the best words. It's got so many good words. It's attached to them. It holds on to them. It clings to them. It strings them together for this thought and that idea, this construct. So words are creations of the mind, concepts trying to grasp what's ungraspable. Liberation, the state of pure awareness, ungraspable, unspeakable. So to know that, free of words, is liberation. Even if the mind is producing words, it's not you. Liberation doesn't mean you kill the mind. You kill identification with the mind. You dissolve identification, the limitations that go with this is me thinking, this is my thought, this is my feeling, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm the body, I'm the roles I play. All these things that all are words create a reality around. Swaha. We're letting go of all of that. To know the infinitude of being, the self-luminous, boundless field of awareness that Buddha then described as having certain root qualities. Really, one quality that the mind differentiates into 4 qualities, the 4 immeasurables that Buddha spoke about. But again, speaking is trying to take what's completely ineffable, non-conceptual, inconceivable, and force it into words. So Buddha was trying to convey that out of compassion for all beings, to say, oh, there are these 4 immeasurables. The yogis called it 3, Satchidananda. Same idea, trying to put into words what is totally beyond words. But to give seekers something to orient their attention, their awareness to. Because to say it's all nothing just leaves you going, oh, God, what am I going to do with that? So we give it words. So we talk about the 4 immeasurables, the boundless loving compassion, the boundless wisdom knowing, the unshakable peace, the rapture, the joy beyond words, and uncaused, unconditioned. That's radically different from everything the mind knows. The mind knows joy when certain things are satisfied, certain conditions are met. Oh, now I'm happy I got that. Oh, I'm sad because I didn't get that. All its experiences are conditional. We're talking about this eternal existence, consciousness, bliss. That's what Satchidananda means. The 4 immeasurables. We're talking about some uncaused, unlimited, unbound, and it won't fit in the ordinary mind. The ordinary mind is a string of content. The ephemeral nature of thoughts, feelings, words, roles, all the stuff we identify with. That instrument can't grasp the infinitude of being. It's an instrument that was made created by the infinitude, to know limitation. So we have to leave it to know infinitude of being. Then, from that place, we know both. We see the limited mind. We see it with great loving compassion, patience, and kindness. We help it get free of even the bound forms that it can get free of, until it's totally dissolved. All karma is done. All life's done. Done. Swaha. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi, swaha. Gone, gone, gone beyond, completely beyond. Hail the goer, you, the bodhisattva. That's what this is all pointing at. How do we come to know the infinitude of being? That's what Bodhidharma. He was ferocious about it because he knew it's the only way to get free of suffering. His ferocity was an expression of his compassion. He wanted to be ferocious about this. Cut it out. Stop thinking. Stop trying to fit the infinite in a finite little cup we call the mind. See what holds it all. Go beyond it all. So for that reason, he said, the essence of the way is detachment. Oh, what are we detaching from? The mind and all its propensities for identification with limitation. That's what the mind does, moment by moment by moment. As you're sitting here now, you're identified with your body. You're identified with, is it warm, is it comfortable, is it cold, does it need this, is it that? All the stuff that fills the mind. That's why Buddha was saying, as you think, so you become. That's where he starts out. When you don't understand, you depend on reality. When you do understand, reality depends on you because you see, you're creating it. You're the creation, the creator. You're all of it. You're the process of creation, everything. Knowing that is to know freedom, is to know liberation, even in this life. Even with the body going through what it's going to go through, the mind going through what it's going to go through, the karmic impressions we still need to live through that we set in motion in past lives. Oh yeah, we're going to move through that. But with a state of freedom, a state of loving compassion, the way of the bodhisattva, to bring loving compassion into the moment. That's what Bodhidharma is talking about. So he said, not thinking about anything is Zen. Not thinking about anything is Zen. Once you know this, walking, sitting, lying down, everything you do is Zen, Bodhidharma said. Nothing left out. Except attachment to the mind. Identification with the mind. That's what he's talking about. Not thinking about anything. Because if you're thinking, you're identifying with the thoughts. You're identifying with what the mind is doing. Saying, well, that's my mind. That's my thought. That's my feeling. That's my reaction. I'm entitled to that reaction. You're going to deny me my reaction? Oh, no. The path of liberation is not about that. It's about getting completely free. So anything that arises in that space of awareness, we meet it with not me, not mine. Anything, everything, not me, not mine. So we know the boundlessness, where there's not even a statement like that's a practice. Your Buddha awareness is that. It already knows that in all its fullness. So we're helping to orient the mind towards what's the innate light of consciousness that illumines the mind and all its content, that illumines our entire life and all we experience, but is completely free of it. Not me, not mine. Stepping back, letting go, knowing that detachment. That's what allows us to experience our innate Buddha nature, our innate wakefulness, our innate freedom. The freedom to what? Oh, the freedom that makes us transparent, right? Because we're not occluded by a forest of thoughts. When we're transparent, then those boundless qualities of pure being, they come through unimpeded. They come through served by the mind and body. So we can walk compassion, kindness, patience, love, wisdom, knowing, rapture, joy into the world, a world in desperate need of that, because it's been looking in all the wrong places. It's looking for to come out of the accumulation of wealth and power that is scorching the earth, completely diluted. Now it's so flagrant. We can see the absolute diluted nature of politicians and those who have sought power. On a limited level, that is our mind too. It gets caught in the same ways. Not as flagrantly, not as, inflated. Oh, but the same dynamic is going on. So we have compassion for all beings caught in that cycle. But to get free of it, detachment, stepping back, coming home to the silence, the stillness in which all forms are born, sustained, and dissolve. The boundless awareness of being. Know that, and it illumines all else. It allows us to see the unreality and the reality. That's what sets us free. That's what's ultimately empowering. That knowing, that inhabiting, that state of knowing. Because it's a state of being, not a state of mind. So Buddha would talk about, don't be attached to states of mind. Oh, I'm in a happy state. Oh, I feel so good. Oh. No. That's not what it was about. Freedom is beyond that. That's still conditioned pleasure, conditioned pleasantness of mind. We want to know the absolute. We want to know the four immeasurables as the absolute nature of who we are. That's where practices take us. So not thinking about anything is Zen. It's liberation. Because, the one who thinks can't know. The one who has never thought always knows. Oh, that's you. That's you. Your Buddha nature is free of thought. Now, when we sort of transfer over to like the Shaivite tradition and Shiva, they were seeing that consciousness as the pure witness, the one who's observing, never caught. Lord of the dance, it's also known as. Wrote about that in the e-newsletter that went out today. Nataraj, Shiva Nataraj, the Lord of the dance. We want to inhabit that state of knowing. It's a state of being unbound, being rooted in the truth of who we are, and then able to see that everywhere, in all beings, no matter what they're doing. Their essential nature is that. And the nature of mind is delusion. So, as people walking a path, we're walking out of that drama. We're saying, no. I got caught up on being the actor on the stage and believed I was the part. But now, through detachment, I can reclaim the truth of who I am. And I can watch the play without being thrown by it, identified with it, caught up in it, anything. It's the unfolding of the nature of the creative expansion of the power of consciousness. So Shiva watches. He watches his beloved Shakti with total love and delight. She creates all that is, dissolves all that is, conceals, reveals, does everything. That's our nature. We can experience reality from that viewpoint. Otherwise, we're only experiencing it from the viewpoint of the limited mind. And the limited mind binds us. It is bound. So to enter that domain is to enter the domain of bondage and suffering. So our practices are aimed at empowering us to get free of the confines of the mind and watch what's unfolding with the purity of consciousness that's filled with that rapturous, loving, all-embracing wisdom, compassion, joy, all of it, for all beings, for all creation. No one, nothing left out. So bare awareness, this awareness of simply being present, that's what we do. That's the heart of meditation. The bare awareness, where all thoughts keep dissolving, right? We watch them. They arise. They're like sparks rising off a bonfire at night. They rise, they dissolve into darkness. They rise, they dissolve. We watch the arising and dissolution of thoughts from a place of equanimity, because we've come home. We've come home. That's the place the mind can know true peace. It will never know peace being identified with all the fluctuations, all the ephemeral comings and goings of forms. It's not until it dissolves back into source, beyond all names and forms, that unshakable peace and equanimity, that's where it's present. That's what then empowers the mind. That empowers the mind. It can't hold that perfectly, but it can be transparent to that. It can be empowered to walk through the fires of the world with that steadiness, steady wisdom, equanimity, unshakable compassion, patience, kindness. Because it's coming from source, not conditioned mind. Oh, I can only be kind if I feel like this. I can only be patient if I act like that and feel like this. No. It's a root quality, unshakable, inexhaustible. Can't be worn out. Burnout is for the mind, not for your Buddha nature, not for your Shiva consciousness, not for your Shakti nature. Inexhaustible. We want that. So that's what Bodhidharma is pointing at, to know that, to enter that bare awareness, beyond thinking. That's where wakefulness, Buddha, your Buddha nature. Buddha just means wake. Awake to what? The infinitude of being, unbound, unconditioned, here, now, always. So one way we can approach that is a breath meditation, where we simply start to come into attunement, alignment, with just allowing our awareness to rest on the breath. And we've done that in the past, and just supported by using the harmonium. And so what we're going to be doing is inhaling, and then exhaling, just slowly and gently. Inhaling, exhaling, and just watching. Just watching the flow of the breath, not thinking about it. Just watching. We can use mantra to give the mind a refuge. very simple mantra. It's 2 syllables. Silently, as the breath comes in. And silently hum as the breath goes out. As the breath comes in. Hum silently as the breath goes out. Simply means I am. The bare awareness of simply being. As the breath comes in. Hum as the breath goes out. Dissolving all thoughts. Simple awareness. Following the breath. Letting go and letting go. Detached and aware. Relaxed and at ease. Detached and aware, is watching flow of the breath, the stream of the mind. Not me, not mine. letting go and letting go. Detached and aware. Continuing to breathe and let go. Continuing the slow and steady breath, supporting awareness, detached and at ease. Simply watching the flow of the breath, the stream of the mind. Watching from a place of absolute freedom. Watching from a place as awake and aware, fully aware of being, boundless, self-luminous being. comes in. Calm as the breath goes out. Bare awareness of I am. Your being. Detached and aware. Boundlessly compassionate, boundlessly patient, boundless wisdom, boundless peace. I am. Keep coming home to the truth of who you are, that boundless awareness, free of the mind, unconditional love, boundless, all-embracing compassion, unshakable peace and equanimity. This is the truth of who we are. Just the other side of the mind. If we identify with the mind, we experience what it is to be the nature of mind. Step aside from the mind. We can reclaim the experience, the truth of who we are. So we end with this prayer, that may all our practices truly benefit everyone, and may all beings know complete freedom from suffering. Namaste. We come to know that freedom from suffering is stepping away from the mind, that state of wakefulness. No matter what we might call it, different traditions give it different names, different ways of approach. There's only one boundless, self-luminous, all-embracing consciousness. His nature is love. His nature is wisdom, the knowing of all that is, through loving all that is. For the infinite, for your true, boundless nature of being, knowing and loving are one. Know all, to loving all, embracing all, nothing, no one left out. Come home to that. We are grateful for the teachings that Bodhidharma passed on with his ferocity. I think he was a friend of my friend, Mount Kali. So ferocious. It set us free no matter what. Got to cut through the mind. Cut through all of it. Our own mind, others' minds, delusions everywhere. Into the stillness, into the clarity, into the space of knowing. The heart essence of who you are. Come home to that. So, I want to thank you all for coming this evening and bringing your divine presence, bringing your Buddha nature. Regardless how much we are aware of it in the moment, it's with us all the time in all its fullness. Doesn't have to be developed. We just get the mind out of the way, and there it is, in all of its fullness, right here, right now. I am. Know that. So thank you for coming, bringing your fullness of being. Thank you for the many ways you support Ahamkara with your donations and sharing what we offer with others, that they might be able to make use of it in any ways that supports their practices. So thank you for passing on our e-newsletters and information about courses and programs. So thank you. And the next time we meet will be the first Thursday in September. So I think that's the 4th. I think it's September 4th. But it'll go out in the e-newsletter. So once again, with all my heart, with all my love, thank you for joining us this evening, and I look forward to seeing you again.